All right, so we'll take a look at multimedia on both devices. And the iPhone, a lot of you are probably familiar with, because it's been out for a while now, and the first generation and the 3G generation works the same. You've got an iPod button down on the bottom in the dock area there, and then you also have access to the iTunes store, where you can go to purchase music and also now download podcasts over the air when you've got a Wi-Fi connection. The Storm offers access to Verizon's VCast with Rhapsody service. You can purchase and download music directly over your 3G connection or sideload music from your computer to your BlackBerry Storm. And you can also sideload stuff onto the iPhone by syncing it up with your computer. You can't transfer music via Bluetooth or micro SD card for that matter on the iPhone. It doesn't support Bluetooth music transfer, and there is no micro SD card slot like there is on the BlackBerry. But when you get into the iPod functionality here, you can set up playlists. I've synced a playlist, so in your playlist it'll give you the name of the song, artist, album, all that stuff. When you hit a song, you get your cover art. There's no, and then you can turn to widescreen mode and you get your cover flow. So you can go through your album covers, get out your album, your eye candy, and then you can go back to the main menu. It'll keep playing your music. Very slick. It's a very, this is what iPhone really excels at, I think, is the multimedia along with the web browsing. And you can sort by artist, by song. You can also, sort by other categories. And then you've got your video playback. I've got one video on here. HTC is defaults to widescreen mode. Support from online communities like PhoneDog. That's a video that Eric from HTC actually sent us over for our Thanksgiving PhoneDog TV broadcast. I just happen to have that handy. But you can sync up videos from iTunes as well, purchased over your computer and that sort of thing. So it's nice playback, it's a great quality screen, and the iPod functionality, like we showed, works really well. I don't think I actually showed, we'll go back real quick. So when you're in a song, you can scan, you can set your repeat and your shuffle, and then you can also, it has the new Genius playlist functionality. I don't have that enabled on here, so there you go. And just to show you, on the BlackBerry, when we go into the BlackBerry menu one level down and go to the media. And so it's a pretty nice interface. Again, it's nicer than the previous generation BlackBerries, and it works quite well. And so it's got all songs. One thing you can do on the BlackBerry that you can't do on the iPhone is you can do a text search. So I could search for, and you can see it updates automatically. So if I'm searching for dance, and there's one song that has the word DAN in it, and then you can rotate into the accelerometer kicks in into widescreen mode also. So a little more advanced searching on the BlackBerry media player. If we go in by album, and we'll go to TV on the Radio, Dear Science, one of the best albums of the year, no doubt. It's a pretty loud speaker built in. You can play over stereo Bluetooth, you've got your headphone jack. You can rotate widescreen, it just goes into widescreen mode, there's no fancy cover flow. Kick back. And then you can tap, and you can get your scrub. And so you have to kind of double click to engage it, and then scroll, and then click again to get it to scrub. So not quite as easy to use, I don't think, as the iPhone. But it's the whole sure press thing where it's tap and click, or click and press, I guess you would say. If that makes sense. But it works. I'll go back. You could set up playlists. I don't have any playlists yet, so I could add this song and make a new playlist. You can do your shuffle and all that kind of stuff. Go back, we'll look at videos. It came with this sample video, this trailer, and so we'll play that. You can see it takes a little bit longer to load up.
It all sounds great until the day you find
Here's your widescreen.
a
And it looks great, it's a great screen. A lot of glare here, so you're seeing my head. I'll try to get out of the way.
I learned something that day. Too bad it was the day I died.
But, you know, really, it's good quality. Looks good. Really nice screen, and you can sideload stuff on your SD card. So a little bit more flexibility in terms of syncing, and then you've got a ringtones menu as well, so you can manage your ringtones from in here. And then your photos are accessed from the media menu, so may as well just show you this real quick. I only have a few photos in here that I snapped with the camera. It's a 3.2 megapixel camera, autofocus, and flash. A couple pictures I took with it. Not quite as quick to load as the iPhone is. Again, I think it's because of the SD card, although this is probably on the internal memory. But you can see here it's having a little bit of problem. So they haven't worked out all of the bugs yet, obviously. There's my photo. Once the photos are loaded, you can swipe to go from photo to photo. And I frankly forget, that's what I thought was clicking. We'll call up the controls. I'm realizing I actually don't have any photos on the iPhone, so I'm going to snap a few real quick. And see, I'm not sure what's going on here with the storm. Looks like we may have hit a little bit of a snag. We'll go back. There we go. And then of course you can rotate into still, you know, with the firmware, still a couple bugs it seems like. We'll leave that alone for a second. We'll go back to the iPhone now. And with the iPhone you access your photos from the photo menu, separate menu. And I've got just these three I just took. You can also sideload and sync using iTunes and iPhoto. And so here's a couple that I just took, and you can just swipe through them. You can, you know, the pinching and zooming is really nice if you're into that kind of thing. One of the things about an iPhone, you know, and I've used one for a while, I'm not currently, but is it makes a nice little digital camera album, you know, and having it with you if you're traveling. I mean, any of these phones will. The BlackBerry, the screen is great, so this will work also. Having these, you know, having your photos in here with a nice big screen that a touchscreen affords, it's really fun to have it on you and show it off, you know, when you're visiting people, out with your friends, what have you. If you're into having photos, it's kind of cool. So again, I think the iPhone functionality is just a little bit smoother, and then from here, from the screen on the bottom, you can hit the button, you can email it, use it as wallpaper, sign it to a contact. You can't do MMS messaging out of the box, which is a giant pain in the neck, and I still don't understand why Apple insists on not including MMS messaging out of the box. There are third-party apps if you jailbreak your phone, but still a pain. Let's go back to the pictures here on the Storm. And so clicking will zoom. You've got multiple levels of zoom, and once you're zoomed, you can pan in and out. But it's just not quite as, not quite as responsive as the iPhone. It's a minor thing. And then you can hit the button, the BlackBerry menu key, to get your different options. And you can set as your home screen image. You can send it as an email. You can send it as an MMS, which you can't do on the iPhone. So there you go. Kind of a quick look at multimedia and multimedia and web browsing on the two devices will get them back into their original order there. And I think the new BlackBerry, they've made a lot of strides on the Storm and the Bold with the new OS and the upcoming 8900 series, the Curve 2, or it's out already actually, just not in the US. As far as multimedia features go, not quite on par with the iPhone, I'd say. I think the iPhone just a little bit better web browser still and a little bit easier to use in terms of multimedia, a little more eye candy and just smoothness. But the BlackBerry definitely a lot closer than it was, and definitely a solid multimedia device, although you saw still some lags and bugs even with the new firmware. So there you go. Much more on both of these phones, the previous two parts of this video, and also on PhoneDog.com. Till next time, thanks for watching. I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com. Let's see if, here, you can see who I am. We'll take a picture. How about that? There you go. That's me. I'm Noah behind the camera, on the other side of the camera. iPhone 3G, BlackBerry Storm, and the name of the website, of course, is PhoneDog.com. See? I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com. How nicely that works out. We'll see you next time.